Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CCFN 161. I am your host, ZXD Ranger Goo. We are on Chora version 1 with Exacted, ZXD, and Guardians facing off against Back, Release the Hounds, and Huzaria. So it's pretty much a standard kind of fight we've seen on these maps. Radio and Upper Orchard are going to be the key points to take. You know, you want one on defense and two attacking to try and overwhelm the opposite flag. But you know, we've seen games go up and down on those flags easily, where people just haven't got in, haven't rushed in quick enough, or just was really too slow. Radio's been captured, and then it's a massive fight on a hemp or orchard or nursery. So hopefully this is going to be a fast and furious game. Not a lot of static. We don't want a lot of static movement on here. You know, we don't want it to be slow. It's going to be really heavy on Orchard on the attack, and obviously the Russians will try and rush Radio Station. So I am following the Americans because, you know, I like to follow my own clan. So we have ZXD, Guardians, and Exacted on the Yanks at the for the first round. 10 seconds to go. I know ZXD are on the defense for Radio. Kind of involved with that tactic planning earlier. And then we have Guardians and Exacted. I think they're going to go rushing on Orchard. So right, cap zones are up, and the game has started. Let's see how this goes. I've noticed that a lot of people on the radio, they're quite fast out on the rush, but they usually either stop quite far ahead, or either west or east, and then they're running on foot, and they don't actually get onto radio quick enough. So let's see if they manage to drive straight into radio, because down that river is dangerous, because you can get BTR covering and a BTR on top of this zone up here. I saw in one game out there with a BTR on the other side of this road, on this wall, overlooking radio, destroying lodges left, right, and centre. So it was good placement with the BTR. Let's see what back are doing. Doesn't look like anybody's rushing straight to. Oh no, we do have BTR going to Upper Orchard. It looks like a little bit slow off the mark there. But it looks like the main fight will be here on Radio Station. We do have two squads. One's they're going to put a fob up here. Pretty standard place to put an offensive fob here. But in my opinion, I think it's too far away. They should really look to put a hab fob here, so it's quick and easy access to radio. Very, very slow, because once radio's secured, it's not going to take much for people to try and push out and meet on the defense here. So meet on the meet. The meet with each other here on this area where they're going to be fighting quite a bit. So again, like I just said earlier, a lot of people stop early on the rush and try and push in over foot. Now I don't understand why you could have easily pushed a little bit further on, then walk to the cap. But it doesn't look like they're going straight there. It looks like they're going to go north. Maybe try and cut up the movement. See, the blue team really needed to be a lot more quicker off the mark there to attack Upper Orchard. It looks like HSR are probably maybe preempting the attack and trying to come in on a flank, but no, they've just switched their direction. Let's get into the fight now.
Squad 2, do you want to down the ham? Do you know where to put it?
Pastor opening up against these guys in the field. They're going to get spotted. ZXD and Exacted on radio, so this is heavily defended already. And I've forgotten to do one of the most important things before CCFN, so I do apologise. You're going to have to listen to this. Crack open a good old cider to keep me going. So MRAP taking fire. Now that BTR is in a prime position to get Overwatch in this whole area and attack. Now the blue team. MRAP managed to get away. But this is going to be a really slow match. There's no offense from the blue team at all. Red team are starting to push out.
Yeah, my heavy AT is going on
it. Ideally, you want to put maybe a toe up. A toe to try and take out that BTR. 2 lodges here. Not a good place to leave 2 lodges next to each other. Nice grenade from Fan. He's going to take out these 2 guys here. Laying down his ammo pack, getting some more grenades. Nice tactic there. Good play. But he's just going to get... this guy might just get the revives on. Fan pushed out on his own, but he's now got support. Red team trying to push near this bridge here. RTH on the far corner right there. Nice scouting flank there, because at the end of the day, you want the lads on your flanks, one singular person, because it's a prime position to put an offensive hab to attack Orchard. So it's good just to have one guy in these areas just to spot any kind of enemy movement coming in. But we do have a transport truck coming to put pressure on maybe Orchard. No, it's too far to put pressure on Orchard. HSR putting shots onto Guardians. Fant's still alive. Engaging Grot here over the side of the bridge. Takes down Grot, so this area here is going to be neutralized from the of red players. But they do have back flanking far south. Looks like they're going to try and come out behind Radio. They're getting together, they're having a little tea party right now. I don't know what they're doing. No one's covering that far southwest area. Very important to have guys out looking far afield. So we do have one person far south, but no one's watching the approach from the southeast. Guardian staying still. Oh, and we do have we have a tow taking out the BTR. Absolutely amazing play. What I did say that earlier, you need to get a tow up on that that radio. BTR was blissfully unaware that that was happening. It's kind of a 101 there. If you're staying over the BTR, look onto the radio, because that's the prime place to put a tow. So nice shooting there. It's 356 to 344. Blue team have spotted back on their wide southeastern flank, so that's going to be that attack's going to be faltered. Spitfire's going to be engaging back on this field. Kind of leaving himself open there.
Watch out for my guys. He's shooting like close to my guys. Yeah, watch out.
He's going to get spotted. Miles coming over to the rescue. Unfortunately, Miles just rushed up there without being cautious. Didn't get his weapon up quick enough. And because the red team are sitting comfortably east of their captured defense point, or on Upper Orchard, there's no real way for the blue team to get into upper orchard without being spotted. So it's going to be a tough fight for them. So they need to put a hab somewhere, or just rely on rallies and just keep pushing west.
Stay here and defend.
We're taking heavy fire from this end. Maybe if I go around south, get quite a big flank coming from the east.
Yeah, try. We'll hold defense. They're pretty close, a bit close on the west.
Watch this door, watch this door.
Nice shooting there, Lee. Spotted the weapon from Crash sticking out. Bad positioning from Crash, but Limit might get the drop on him. And Limit did get the drop on Lee. What's that? Bad case of friendly fire there by Snake on Spitfire. Revenge going to come in from behind. Sneaky Russian as he is. Grenade from Revenge taking out Limit. So red team pretty much been taken out here. So these guys will be able to get revived. 344 to 339. HSR pushing out far east here against Guardians. Maybe thinking that maybe there's a hab and fob here, possibly. With the amount of guys here off, quite far away from the cap. So he's thinking there might be a fob here. But Guardians are having a tough slog. Not able to make much ground here. But RTH and HSR are doing the right thing, not fighting off their cap, trying to push the enemy out. Back still continuing with the southern flank here. I like to know what these guys are saying to each other. There's 4 of them here. One grenade or GL would take them all out at the moment. They kind of, I think one of them may have been shot by the MRAP there, so they're trying to find a way across this. One managed to get through, but they're going to get absolutely butt fucked by that MRAP if they try and peek that corner. Oh no, the MRAP's not opening fire. He's in a perfect position there. He could have taken him out. So yeah, if that MRAP stayed where it was, maybe just a second more, and it'd be able to pretty much clean these guys up. So ZXD have now come off the cap. They decided to push through, but Exacted aren't really in a good, strong position here. There's only one person inside radio, a couple of people on the market side. Oh, a nice mortar shot there on Robin. But there's no one actually inside the radio section right now. They need to get over and defend on this south side. So it looks like the strike has been keeping busy up in the north here. See a lot of red here. Again, we've got that sound bug from the 50 cal where it doesn't register. 326 to 328. Red team's in the lead by 2 tickets.
Guys, we're getting fully surrounded on radio station.
Roger, do you want us to back, or can you handle it?
We'll see for now.
Roger.
So Zacted obviously calling, giving ZXD or everybody on their team an update. They are facing a lot of contact here on the south-southeast side, but they should be able to manage the this incursion. If they just get in on the defense point, send a couple of guys out just to meet the enemy, then you should be able to wrap up this kind of small amount of resistance. They do have a rally on the southeast side. That mortar's strike is being a right nuisance right now, but still, no one's really coming from the hab. No one's trying to look for the hab. It's the most obvious position, putting habs and fobs if anybody coming from that side. But ZXE are quite close to their to Orchard at the moment. Guardian's keeping busy, basically keeping HSR and RTH at bay. So even though Guardians haven't really made that much of an impression on the enemy team on Orchard, they are drawing the red team off that cap to engage them. So I think they're being effective, but not the way they want to be effective. You know what I mean? You know, their job was to attack Orchard, but by being pushed back and drawing the enemy away from them, the enemy are getting loot lust, just running around and basically leaving the whole cap.
Squad watch or northeast, northwest.
Yeah, they're coming from everywhere behind us.
Definitely go and have a fob there, would they? Doubt it.
It looks like Exacted have managed to stop this little push, but there's still 2 alive, but they're going to get attacked from this southwestern side, or southeastern side. No one's on the cap, no one's looking.
Capping all 6.
They need to get onto this cap, they need to pull back. That hab's going to get overrun, there's going to be no spawn. They haven't got a backup spawn. I know hab's over here, so I thought the hab was actually inside. They need to get onto that side.
Need
ZXD digging down this fob. 299 to 315s. That balance it out a little bit. They are capping Orchard. There's no real kind of threat from the red team on this defense point.
We have one squad full south and one squad on the east markers.
So Exacted are struggling, but the red team hasn't pushed in. There's only 1 or 2 guys there inside the cap zone. You've got guys coming into the market. They need to secure this zone now. And nice maneuver from Marcinik there. Getting above, he's going to get the drop on.
Enemy fob.
Lucky from nice grenade from legendary T-Bot. Fortunately, the guys are dead before him. Reacted very well. Lucky that he didn't get shot from that initial engagement. Chucked grenade, played very well there. And now red team are trying to get over this fence. Managed to get up there. It's going to give a bit of a headache and surprise for Guardians and Exacted here. But Guardians reacted nicely. Exacted called for help. Guardians obviously respawned onto the hab. I think ZXC are now going to be struggling. Yeah, I think ZXC will struggle on this point now. They're getting surrounded quite badly. Hab has been placed up on the western side. I don't think ZXC will be able to hold this for much longer. Fant going a bit ham and jam at the moment. Oh, he's trying to stop this Logi being moved. Shooting out the engine. But he's in a prime position to spot the hab. Wasting his ammo. I think Fant's a bit. I think he's going a bit mental there. He needs to save his. He's just wasted his ammo trying to take out that Logi. ZXD have lost some momentum on this flag. Unfortunately, couldn't sustain the defense. Red team reacted well, placed up that hub, got the reinforcements in straight away, which has taken off the pressure of Guardians, but it should allow Guardians to now push back up to Orchard. It's kind of reset the fighting zones now because everybody's gone back into their own areas. Red team are still down here. The rally wasn't able to be taken out, so they just respawned. Oh, just nearly knocked over my cider. That'd been bad news.
Another enemy hab. On mark.
Oh, Slender with the full auto. I think missed with every single shot. Might have tagged Neo Raptor there. Grenade going out. And back are pretty much going to be wiped out from this point. Exacted pushing up, wiping up the last of the resistance. Yuri, oh no, no, that is Faust getting double Faust from his side there. Proper fisting.
Je te couvre.
Je suis pas sûr qu'il soit traité.
Il était sur la droite.
Ouais, sur la droite, il attend, il s'est mis sur le côté. Premier mur, premier trou.
Oh,
Ok, je vais
there's
aller
2
voir.
seconds. I need to take that call.
Gaffe qu'ils prennent pas dans le dos. Il est juste derrière le mur.
J'ai pas vu d'où c'est.
Okay, thank you Squad 4 for coming, helping out.
Right,
Do you want to
get
continue
back
the
into it. I
attack
do
or-
apologise about that. I left my headphones in the pub, and that was my mate bringing me up to let me know that he's coming round. So let's get back into it. So blue team have managed to successfully defend the radio from back on the southeastern side. Exacted still struggling to mop up the last guy here. There is still a rally, so they need to get into them to take that rally out, or they're just going to have to repeat the same process over and over again. But Dart 4 looks like he's going to get the drop on Neo Raptor. Nope, Neo Raptor took out Dart 4 there. Legendary Teapot cautiously moving up. Has just wiped the rally. No, is that the rally? Yeah, that's wiped out the rally. And that's it. Last defense there from back, but fortunately got totally surrounded and swamped out on that southeastern side. Back has rechanged their avenue of attack and going for the straight western side. ZXD look like they have just been absolutely stumped on this side. HSR and RTH have just pushed out and taken out that whole side, so ZXD is going to have to readjust their plan of attack now. I mean, the whole eastern approach is wide open right now, so that would have been a good avenue to go. But well played from HSR and RTH. You know, meeting the defenders, didn't just sit there on the cap. So again, this is just going to be a game of attrition now. No real major advances on either cap from either side. There's a few from the red team on the radio, but didn't really to attack on force. And it's 261 blue, 278 red, and it's just going to be one of those games where it's going to be a long, drawn-out process who can kill each other quicker. Basically, this game I think has just turned into an attrition game. With 1 hour of play left, half an hour's gone, so they're going to have to sort themselves out.
There's still a tower on Orchard. There's a new tower on Orchard.
So back has been forced back again. You get the pun? Get it? It's quite funny, I thought. So fortunately, back hasn't really made any improvement on that attack from the western side. ZXD are now pushing out. No, just Revenge pushing out with Guardians on the west side. They do need to try and find this Fob and Hab. It is in a typical place where most people do it, so it shouldn't be a surprise to them that there's a Hab over here. Oh, shots from Legendary Trooper there, taking down 2. Nice shooting there, or Legendary Teapot.
Moving in from this west.
Nice little flank there.
Guys, on the logic track, on the track, guys, it's an MG and another guy. Kill him.
Go take him out, smashing.
Nade out.
There's only one way. There's only one outcome for that. Unfortunately, Samashi didn't cover his angles, didn't check in that kind of little cubbyhole. And he's both been taken out with Nibbler. And Teapot as well. So this blue offensive attack has been stalled. Exacted sitting comfortably now on the radio. All clear. ZXD have pushed out a little bit all over the place at the moment. You know, you've got a big red force here with RTH and HSR working together, stuck together with numbers and just are melting any opponent that come against them. Let's have a look at the scoreboard for ticket kills and all that. So 6598. So red team are out shooting blue team quite a lot. Quite a big ticket difference there. Yeah, so at the moment, the red team are ahead in every single statistic, but apart from enemies incapacitated. No, yeah, no, they are. Yeah, so red team are currently sitting comfortably in the lead at the moment. 244 to blue, 263 to red. It is anybody's game right now, but if we keep up with this kind of playstyle from both sides, then red team will win. So blue team need to be careful. They need to start out shooting the enemy and start taking down fobs and capturing points. But it's just one of those maps because it's a very linear map, and the blue team didn't manage to get up and onto Orchard straight away. Left the red team to sit comfortably back on that zone, and the only way for the blue team to get through to Orchard is to try and do an outflank somewhere. But now red team pretty much has the map pretty much covered from south to north at the moment.
Roger.
I think I will have to call a 30-minute warning on this map. And it's just one of those things, you know, for a streamer, for someone watching this, it's not exciting, it's not fun. You know, both teams are slugging out in an attrition map now, attrition kill kind of game. I don't blame you guys, you don't carry on watching because there's not a lot happening on either side. Each team's trying to probe each other at the moment, try and find that weak spot. But there's no one's really capitalizing on any kind of weakness. Back nearly got onto radio and secured it, but Exacted reacted very well. Managed to defend and push out and take down the resistance, but you got RTH and HSR working together quite nicely. But what I would like to see is go to the defense, and HSR and RTH just move in one big formation and just get down onto radio, and try and swarm the enemy and by surprise and just take them out. At the moment, I think you can take everybody off that cap, just leave one on there, and just everybody rush down to radio. So these MRAPs are going to have a bad day. They're going to get faced up with this BTR. Both having the same opinion what to do. Get on the outflank and try and outshoot the enemy. But two MRAPs versus a BTR, it can be done. But they have to get the drop on them. And unfortunately, the MRAPs didn't work together on taking down that BTR. Unfortunately, obviously, they didn't know that it was there, and that BTR has just wrecked that whole Guardian side. But it looked like that Crow MRAP was shooting, I don't know where he was shooting. It looked like he was shooting far north-northwest instead of concentrating fire, and only switched the fire over to the BTR at the last minute. But that BTR's done its job, taking down a number of tickets for the blue team. I will be getting another phone call in a minute, lads. My mate's going around with my headphones, so I will just have to drop off briefly, just to open the door so I can pick him up. RTH now on the attack on radio.
Enemies coming in from north. Infantry coming east of radio. West.
So RTH playing extremely well here, outshooting the enemy, taking down dog tags, collecting them, and then managed to get into... Oh, they've just been taken by a grenade. Got a nice rally on the southeastern side there. Causing an absolute nuisance for the blue team right now. Causing a lot of casualties. 197 to 253.
It could be coming in southeast.
This moment.
Yeah. I don't see anyone.
We should engage easily the targets he has. Front, just on front. 10 meters front.
Oh, I mean, that's a sniper rifle. Where did that come from? Revenge. I think Revenge took him out with the sniper. One shot in the head. So again, blue team has successfully defended this point. And RTH unlucky to get a foothold around this area. With that hab across the other stream, it's hard to fight and reinforce that zone on your own when the enemy are just out spawning you.
Got a full squad southwest of fence. We got mortars coming in, boys. Defense.
Fuck, on the wall.
Nice hit from the toe, bringing down the BTR half health, but Front really struggling on the 50 cal there. Toe missing on the second shot. When that BTR has just been saved by that mortar round. That was some nice shooting from that mortar. I don't know if that was accidental or on purpose, but either way, it's just saved that BTR's ass. So those mortars are causing an absolute nuisance for the blue team. That is a hab down at the moment. There is no one about. Everybody's fucked off the cap. A little bit of loot lust. You know, they've got 2 squads here. You only need 1 squad to push out and 1 squad on the cap.
Squad radio's getting lost.
What do you think about just defending and trying to destroy their fob?
Yeah,
They're destroying our trucks with the mortars.
So back being very... Okay, bear with 2 seconds, lads. I will be back in 2 minutes. Okay, gentlemen, I am back. Sorry about that. But as I was just about to say, back have been extremely disciplined, coming through this field, crawling, didn't rush it through. They're aware that they need to get the element of surprise. And they've managed to get all the way up here by crawling, and now they're just swarming this whole area. So great little tactic from back there.
Fob's gone, Fob's gone.
And that's what's happened. Exacted and Guardians, both of the squads moved off this flag, trying to chase ghosts on the southwestern side, and just totally left this whole northern flank open, and now they're just going to get absolutely butt-fucked. So, bad squad leading from both squads there, and now they're going to get punished for it.
Try and get to him again. Try and get to him, try and get to him.
How did Neoraptor didn't kill Kane running through there? I do not know, but Neoraptor's reviving his teammate, but they need to get that radio down. They're going to lose this attack. They're going to lose this momentum.
One J City tapping in there in the room.
Yuri on the rampage, jumping off, but didn't, was no good in the end. But the blue team need to rush in.
I'm going.
Why is
Nade him, nade him, nade him.
why is Acius just leaving? Just come on, get in there.
Fucking
And that's it. That is the fob down for the blue team. Blue team are now going to lose this flag. Exactly, the Guardians, punished for their mistakes with just both squads rushing on the southwest side. Only send a few guys out or a squad and leave one squad on it. Because in the end of the day, that's a distracting technique. You know, I can't remember which red squads down on the southwest side played their part, drew off the defenders, and now they're going to bring most of the guys in through the north, and now they're going to lose this cap zone.
Gonna put a fob on hemp.
You'll get an attack fob on radio.
What is Dart? Has Dart 4 got the... He does have the heavy AT. He is going to wait for the red BTR to move in. We'll stick with him for a bit.
Enemies heading woods. Hemp.
Copy.
He should be able to hear the Russian radio from there. The thing is, with this little maneuver, as soon as he hits it, the BTR, he's got one rocket. It's just going to, unless he gets a really good shot, it's just going to sit there and repair. And he's going to miss his opportunity here right now. Nice little shot there. Only managed to take a quarter off, but it has hit his engine, I believe. He's now wounded a little bit. So we'll go back to the main fight. Red team fully secured radio now. ZXD going to Hemp Farm to try and secure that. Oh, lucky mortar strike there. Spitfire taking a full 81mm to the face. They're starting to pepper that point now, soften it up for an attack possibly, but there's no real threat at all from the red team on Hemp. They're sitting comfortably on radio. I don't think they're going to be moved off anytime soon. I don't think anybody's going to get into this door. I mean, you've got 4 or 5 guys watching this area. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what they're trying to do, but they are fully well entrenched in this zone here. But Exacted have done very well to reclaim the actual radio part of this cap. Well, just been taken out now. But they've done quite well to get this far with the support of the Guardians. But they're gonna have a mission to try and get the guys out of market. It's 88 tickets to 241, so the red team are now sitting extremely comfortable in the lead right now. I don't think I see blue team coming back from this. And I have to call the 30-minute warning now.
He's up ahead, upstairs somehow.
So ZXD on Hemp, defending Hemp, pushing out, sending some guys out west, probing the enemy, see if the enemy see how close they are. We do have, let's call him Nick. Nick is on the east there, just minding his own business, scouting around, trying to maybe look for a fob, because he's in a prime position there to surprise the and dig down the fob without them noticing. But Suf is defending that whole area. Red team and blue team are fighting it off on radio right now.
BTR and full squad directly on the mark. Southwest of radio station.
It's called BTR and a full squad. I don't know what he's seeing. He's obviously been taking his happy pills. There's only one guy here, and he's dead. There's a BTR, though.
Thanks. I'm gonna come and get you, Cyphex. Nordican, behind you, watch out.
30 mils also be marked.
So this is the fight that we want, lads.
Yeah, we lost the fob.
Oh, lost a fob. So Shot Nick has been absolutely extremely useful on this side. Spotted the radio and just called in for for mortar strike, and the mortar's been taken down. Nick didn't bother going in and digging it down himself because it will give his position away, and he's just called it in from the mortar strike. Excellent play from Nick. One man causing an absolute problem for a whole squad here.
Exactly, you need to push your men into radio. You just need to capture this back and we'll probably have this game.
Might need help in defense, yeah.
Might need or need?
Well, I have fob mortared and there's enemies here.
Well,
Okay, at the minute.
there's only one guy there causing absolute nuisance for ZXD on that eastern side. Most of the attack and defense is happening here on radio. I think blue team need all of the men down here. So hemp farm secured by ZXD on the eastern side. There's no real engagement here from the red team at all. Most of the attacks and defense here is happening on radio. Blue team struggling. They did get in, push the guys back to the market, but the red team just managed to regroup themselves and push out and take on Guardians and Exacted head on, and they've pushed back onto the actual radio side south of the river, and Exacted and Guardians are struggling to make a dent now on this flag. And with only 44 tickets left, it's not going to make much of a difference now, but it is a slow, long, grinding process now to try and bring those 43 tickets down so we can start round 2, because this is taking bloody forever. So my main fundamental problems with this match from the blue side is like they didn't send anybody really to scout this hab. They sent a few guys in later on, but they never really put pressure on this whole area where they should have done. ZXD pushed out, went all the way up to Upper Orchard, but they could have just easily have taken down this hab and fob and carried on pushing out north. There's lots of times where the hab was undefended. There was no one anybody there. I think that's what Guardians had plans to do with their 2 NRAPs, were to rush up in and try and take out this hab, but unfortunately they got met by the BTR, taking down the BTR here. But I would have carried on straight down the road there, neutralised the hab, and start digging and ignoring this wide out flank. But they went to know that the BTR was there, but I still would have gone down that road straight into that hab and rushed it, because you can neutralise it so people can't spawn and then start digging down. And then maybe we would have a bit of a different story on this zone here. But RTH and HSR did come down in force on the northwestern side and push through. So they finally got in on the attack. The back has been basically on the full attack for the whole game, and now with support with HSR and RTH and managed to get in. So great play, great teamwork from those 3 squads there working together. Basically just left that cap and just pushed in. Sometimes you got to take that risk, that gamble, leave only a couple on your defensive flag. You know you've not seen any contact here for a while. No one's come across these fields, and you think you've got a bit of breathing room just to push in. So 24 tickets to 215. This game is nearly over. I do apologise for, I don't know, the lack of communication in this game. It's been I've talked a lot less in this one than I have previously. I think it's just down to that the game is very, very slow, and I don't fancy talking to myself for nearly an hour and a half. I would have lost my voice ages ago, and there's nothing really exciting happening. It's a very slow, static game. Red team managed to push through eventually. Blue team haven't really been able to cause any dents in the red team's side at all. So it's just been a very fluid and back and forth game in the middle here. There's not a lot been happening, so not really a lot to talk about. So I do apologise for the lack of communication. A lot of it is just circling around trying to find something that's happening. I mean, it's just again gone slightly static. There's no real movement here. Americans are trying to frantically change the situation. Probably build up a fob and hab up here. But at this stage of the game, I reckon they think that the enemy has little tickets as well. You know, maybe 70, 80 or something like that. But 214 is quite a lot to fight for. Blue team engaging this truck on the north. Nice ambush there for it looks like maybe it had been a machine gun. So this northern attack by back with a Logi has been stopped by ZXE. Good positioning with that machine gun where Pasta La Vista is. I have to make note to everybody that he's not Italian. He's a foreign guy living in Yorkshire that likes builder's tea. I don't know what's wrong with him. So nice position from Pasta there on the north side. Good position with that GPMG. Sassy and Saf and Natraf are now moving out, leaving a few people on the cap. They've not had much. They've not had no resistance on this side, so they're now starting to push out, to engage and meet the enemy. So they're not fighting off their cap. Blue team are pretty much getting taken out slowly here on the south side. They've repositioned their fob and hab up here, but now they're surrounded by that BTR with a lot of open ground to cover. That BTR is good overwatch. Fob been spotted here by Gloznek, trying to take it out with a rocket or an RPG. But this should be game, set, and match now once that Fob's been taken down. No one's here defending it. Ali Bananan just sat here with a rifle, just on his own, not doing anything. I don't know what he's planning to do. You know, he could have saved this Fob, but...
They're undigging the hub where we lost.
Finally.
So, thank you very much, guys, for joining me for that first round of CCFN 161. A very lackluster, uninteresting game. Very slow from both sides, with the Russians just pushing towards the end. You know, it's just one of those things. So this kind of map, if it's very hard to get the flanks on. It's easier to attack the south than it is the north. A lot of places to place offensive habs and fobs, etc. But blue team just failed to make a dent into the enemy and cause real nuisance. You know, there's plenty of times that they could have taken out the hab and fob on the western side. They didn't take that opportunity to do so, and you know, it just allowed the red team to have mostly complete map control, allowed them free movement, free reign all the way through the map. But lads, we're going to have a 5-minute break. I hope you guys can join me again for the second round. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to second round CCFN 161. We are with Exacted Zexty and Guardians fighting off at back, Release the Hounds and Huzaria. Well, what an uninteresting first round, to be honest. That was a very, very boring round. Not a lot happening. Red team managed to push in at the end onto radio and taking that cap zone, which basically was game, set, and match for that. But very slow off the uptake. Not much happening on the offense from the blue team. Guardians getting stranded in the middle of the match against two squads. Eventually getting pushed back, but ZXT did manage to neutralize, I believe, Upper Orchard, but quickly got surrounded and overwhelmed by a hab that was placed on the west with guys reinforcing, so they just got outspawned and just couldn't take down that cap. And then RTH and Zara just managed to pick up themselves up, rush down to the northern point of radio in the market area, and eventually just overwhelmed the enemy. Exactly, the Guardians had a big mistake by pushing off the cap and heading southwest down here to take on back, I believe, and which just left this whole area open for two squads to move in which they did. And then it was pretty much game over for them. So let's hope for a little bit of a better round this time. You know, it has to be interesting for me and interesting for you guys. There's no point watching if there's nothing happening and there's no action, and you can just find out the scores at the end. But we'll hopefully this game will be more interesting. I do know of the tactic that blue team are going to. I just had a brief chat with ZXD, and it looks like they're going to try something a little bit risky or something different. And let's see if it pays off. I'm hoping that they'll do it and get right onto radio and leave Orchard. So everything seems to be running. Yes, it is. Microphones on this time. I do have a new headset. Bought myself a nice SteelSeries Arctis 5. Loving the new headset, and you probably noticed that my voice is a little bit different, and there's the sound quality is better. You're not hearing the feedback from the microphone. So let's have a look what's going to happen. Let's go into the map view to see what the enemy's doing. I know they're going to be sending a BTR up to Upper Orchard. And again, second sider for the second round, traditions and all. So we have two Lodgies, MRAP, and a striker out for the red team. Lodgies going to move north. They're going to do... Yeah, it looks like they're going to place a hub in this compound, which is a typical location for a hub on the attack. Striker going to come down the river. See, again, there's placing the hub and fobs down here. It's too far away, in my opinion. They need to put it down here, or they could just rush in here and place it down on the south side.
I've flipped the 30mm.
Yep, that's always good.
And you hit 30 mil has been flipped in the northern side.
That's fine.
We've unflipped it and flipped it.
Cool.
So red team not being overly aggressive. One manning and then wrap over to this eastern side of Orchard. 30 mil will be able to get back up onto Orchard. Hemp farm, they've shot some guys off at Hemp. They're going to be slow and cautious here. But red team have now pushed all the way in onto radio. And Exacted has been stopped on that southern side. And the strike is going to come in. So Striker's going to get a B on that BTR. But with Exactic pushing out to the southwest, it's brought the guys off the radio, which has allowed ZXD to try and push in far west. No one's really putting pressure on Orchard at the moment. It will be a BTR up there.
Thompson North.
We're okay. South.
Oh, 762 to the face of Near Raptor. Sassy waiting patiently there. But he is on his own. He's going to need to get some more support here. Guardian's a little bit stuck here in the open. Yeah, that NRAP's just been taken out. So Grot with the AT, doing what AT do best, you know, wide out flanks, go on your own, a little bit of lone wolfing, trying to take out those vehicles, but infantry handhelds are less effective on vehicles. So one shot is not going to really do much, but it might panic them to retreat. Oh, yeah, just heard the tow against the BTR. Tow is on Hemp Farm. Yeah, Traff just got taken out by Guardians.
He's lying here. He's literally lying in the fucking ground. He's literally lying right on your teammate's body near enough.
Pastor doing quite well, taking down that guy, being very cautious there.
Cheers.
And there is that tow is on Hemp. Nice position for that tow to look over that BTR area. Yeah, nice position there. Do like that. Not seen that often. Oslo looks like he's straddling the toe there. But very cautious being this far east. You might only want one or two, but I reckon this will be the mortar fob. They're not going to bother attacking Upper Orchard. But Grotz has taken some damage, so it looks like they are aware of his position there.
Capping.
So Exacted getting held up by a couple of guys here.
Some of you guys.
They're pushing way too far south, I believe. I think Exacted just need to get the fuck in there right now. They're trying to outflank for no reason. They know that the enemy's here.
Reach up there.
They should just get across this field, use that wall as cover, and just get in to support ZXD on the south side. Exacted being very slow here. Because ZXD won't be able to keep this up. Especially with the hab next door.
The inside north entry.
So, yeah, as you can see... Oh. Where did that rocket go?
West as well, where it's pushed.
Zacted just need to get the fuck in that cap now. They're fanning about on the south side. They've got no engagements here, no enemy, and they're just fucking about on the south. They just need to get up north, support ZXD in that compound and Guardians, or they're going to lose this whole...
Now to push back in.
That toe is definitely shooting at something. No one on the cap, and that's the risky tactic that we discussed earlier. They're only leaving the BTR and someone else on the cap just to defend it. Obviously, HSR unaware of that, but they are going to be moving guys in soon now.
Come on, we need to get that, boys.
Avengers looks like he's going to tickle the enemy to death with no weapon out. Oh, Revenge being sneaky. Two guys running past.
Yeah, we're going to lose Orchard soon.
You said Orchard.
Yeah, got enemies running towards Orchard now.
Copy.
Revenge being very patient there, calling out the enemy.
Do you want to head a squad over there, or do you want me to go over there?
Yeah, I'm getting lost you now.
Take some of the supplies as well.
So Exacted spent too much time on this south side. It's kind of pissed me off a little bit to see that. You know, there was a really good plan and tactic involved here. Exacted spent about 15 minutes, too fucking long. Well, I say 50, I say 10, too bloody long on this south side. Because they're fanning about in this compound here. It's like strikers come out and it's totally butt-fucked them. What they should have done is just gone over that fucking wall, gone and supported ZXD and Guardians on that push, and they would have taken radio, no problem. This flag would have been down, and it would just been a lot more interesting to watch. So now they're going to have to readjust, sort out their play. Revenge looks like they've taken out a couple of guys. Revenge's done very well to defend this point, but now he's being spotted by HSR NW. He is aware of the enemy, you know, an enemy in that field. And now blue team, sorry, now the Americans, red team, can just sit comfortably, push the enemy out, and we're back to square one again. And it looks like the blue team is just Garnish has got absolutely butt fucked on this area here. Hab is going to be spotted.
Run like fuck when you get in.
Oh,
Oh, poor old Goku, taken out by a toe there by his teammate Germa.
There was almost no sweat.
Let's wait for the infantry. We can go around maybe.
Copy, down, falling back and head to nursery if you can. If you have enough supplies, of course.
You can look over here, right?
Yes.
Okay, we'll go slowly around the corner. So you can.
Again, Revenge still sat here patiently with his, with his invisible weapon, pointing to the enemy, telling him he's role playing the character he is. He's pointing to where the enemy is. Yeah, definitely up there, mate. And he's going to tickle them to death.
Need everybody here on this one.
Nice shot there from Dark Thor. So there's not a lot the blue team could have done on this. They left it open for a reason. They had the BTR up there defending it, but it was being overwatched by the toe, so the BTR had to go away, and Revenge was on his own. It was a tactic that was discussed just before the match, where they're just going to send everybody down to radio and try and rush and cap that. Nearly worked, but unfortunately, Exacted didn't pull their finger out and get into the cap from the south side, which allowed the enemy to outspawn the ZXD and Guardians and retake that market area, which is extremely unfortunate.
Alright, Exactive need a ride, we got transport here.
Yeah, is anyone going to defend nursery?
Yeah, we're gonna head there soon. Like, once I get all my men in.
Medic, get in. Medic, get in. I need one thing in the pod now.
But not the radio.
Shush. It's tactical. I don't need people thinking, come on.
You can see they're not digging down that fob because that fob can still be useful. I mean, yes, it's risky because it could be tickets, but in a day, if they're on the back foot, they're losing tickets anyway. So they're leaving that fob up in case they do retake Orchard, so then they can just replace a hab down here. So yeah, it's a nice little tactic that, because hab and ammo, no, they've left up an ammo point there, so they're going to still notice that there is a fob in the area. They should have dug that down, but digging down the hab was a good idea because the enemy might think the fob has been dug down, but they've left up an ammo crate, so which is going to have a negative result for what they want on that one. But they're going to rush back to hemp. No, was it nursery? Rush back to nursery, retake it. ZXD are struggling to take the fight on Orchard here. They are going to get outflanked on the south by back. HSR. Well, we'll pretty much know that there is a hab on the western side. It's pretty standard. Let's see if they spot this fob. Yep, I think they're going to hear it. Tyrellus just decided to go into a different direction. If he carried on, he might have heard the radio. At the moment, blue team are looking comfortable here. They could take the Orchard back. HSR coming in from the northeast. But you do have back on the west. They're going to spot this Hab and Fob. Yep, Hab has been spotted. Fob will be going down.
We are capping, right? Yeah, but we're losing the fob. Roger, roger.
Jonas the bush. The radio.
Let's make sure we cap this first. Enemy hub marked. Enemy hub marked.
Again, Revenge playing a very patient game here. Not opening fire, being very good eyes and ears for the squad leader. Mark the Hab and Fob. Looks like back are going to do a wide outflank on the south down to nursery. Another fob here. Some good strategic fob and hab placements by the red team here. God, Pasta got proper fucked there. 1 versus 6 here or something like that. Our Revenge has been spotted finally. I don't think he even fired. I think it's just unlucky that Zega turned around at that right time and saw him.
Yeah,
And might have been his first death.
yeah, some pushed in on the west. Squad 3, can you send your medic to try and raise Nah, he's dead.
So red team now starting to put pressure on nursery. Not a lot of blue team here.
The defense, yeah.
Okay, who steps to my position?
Sam Massey just. Oh, so I think Sam Massey needs to invest in some decent headphones or some surround sound because he was looking a totally wrong way on those footsteps. Oh, that was funny.
Watch out, Kane and Nibbler. There's one in the crossroads.
Oh, nice grenade. Going to catch them off guard. Oh, unfortunately, that grenade was a couple of foot out to the west there.
Didn't even see him.
And I think the red team have pretty much secured nursery at the moment. Next one's going to be Monolith. Nibbler's on his Jack Jones right now. And traded there, but yeah, nursery is pretty much lost. Unless Guardians can get in and somehow wipe RTH and back. And ZXD pretty much has been pushed all the way back here. Swamped by back and HSR. Really, blue team has struggled big time on the defensive pushes. On the offensive push from the red team. Red team seemed to just swamp the enemy, you know, with outnumber them big time and just rush in and take down the defenders when they've only got a handful of defenders on the cap. The red team just managed to swamp in there with little resistance and take down the enemy team easily. Next one's going to be Monolith. Red team are already trying to rush into Monolith with a MRAP. Exacted and Guardians here on their own. Hab and Fob already placed on nursery. This is some extreme lightning gameplay from the red team. Thinking one step ahead. They're moving in, already bringing down a Logi. They've got some really good Fob and Hab placements. And yeah, you can't fault the way red team have played at all. The last game, it was 50-50 up to a certain point, and then the red team managed to break away in the ticket lead. But this round, red team managed to successfully defend on radio, touch and go. Blue team failed on the attack, and then red team just managed to capitalize on the breakdown of the Blues organization and on the defense. And pretty much in all my hours playing squads, I've never actually seen the game go down to Monolith. The nursery is where the game's usually ended, so I've never actually seen it go over to Monolith, so it'll be interesting to see how this attack and defense works on this flag.
It's a monolith left.
And for some reason, ZXD aren't falling back to Monolith or going to the attack flag. Maybe they're fob hunting at the moment. It looks like Lee just suicided, fell off that wall because he was already injured and killed himself. I bet that's embarrassing, Lee.
Really badly injured.
Oh, we just caught that as well. So blue team trying to frantically put up the defense zone up on Monolith right now. 94 to 326. Pretty much a whitewash game regarding the red team. And boom, that must have been a heavy AT that just got that BTR. So Dart 4 again with his RPGs, taking on the MRAP. Nice shooting there, Dark. Saw the guy run out behind it. Ah, you know, I'll chuck an HE then. Chuck a HE in there. Nice play there, Dark. Nice little action. So XD caught with their pants down here on the southeastern side. Tried to stop this Logi, but HSR have moved in. Ziga is alive. Hopefully he might be able to retake this Logi, to revive his squad mate. Nearly on that hab. They just have to get round that corner either side, and they should be able to see it. Got his shovel out, panicking under fire to get his shovel out, think that's going to protect him.
close. Don't pick me up. Kill.
I got one.
And ZXD failed to see this hab. Back on the wide northern flank approach. Going to try and come in and surprise the defense from the north. Let's see if Samashi can redeem himself from that funny little mistake earlier.
Full shot pushing north.
Yeah.
Oh,
I threw a grenade on my position.
so Guardians eventually clearing up this northern attack from HSR. There's still one more left. Sorry, north. Back again on the far south here. Maybe in trying to stop enemy friendly lodges coming in from the main base here. Nice ambush position.
He's inside.
Yeah, cool. I'll reload.
He was coming in north.
Got two. Dig their radio now.
Unfortunately, Sassy couldn't take out Tyrannus with the bipod and MG there. Trading here with Suff, I believe. Or Spitfire is trying to get him up. I'm not too sure.
So I'll probably just respawn. Keep your gun out. Let's die together.
Unfortunately, Sassy and Spitfire and Surf are out of that kind of main cap point, not defending their teammates on this radio. Had they really needed to try and move in and defend them, got the guys digging up the radio, and I think they just dug up the radio themselves, so they don't lose the points. But I don't think it doesn't really matter here because it's 45 to 283. But yeah, 2-3 guys on this point here, and everybody up, you know, far northeast. They should have just come in and tried to stop the guys moving in. And it's still King. King is still alive. Has been taken out, so that is the last of the resistance here. But they are going to move in quickly.
Like rats? Where are they coming from?
I'm picking up medic.
Not through the wall, don't glitch.
He's in the window.
Oh, Sassy had the drop on this guy here, but just looked the wrong way at the wrong time, and lost that kind of engagement straight away, which cost the life of another teammate.
North.
Lee, you up? To our south, sir. North side.
So it looks like Monolith is pretty fine at the moment. There's no real threat from it. Squad 2 from the enemy side is up there, but they haven't come across this river in open ground. Red team, look at that. Swarms of enemy coming in from that hab because they didn't take down that hab or didn't spot it. They should have spotted it because it was in clear sight of view as he crossed the field. They should have spotted that hab now because that hab wasn't taken out. And it just allowed the enemy to reinforce and now coming in. And ZXD are pretty much aren't going to be able to defend this.
Yeah.
Lots of grenades. I think everybody's just chucked grenades in.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I think, yeah, Lee looks like he's
One on me, one
seems to be glitched inside the wall there. So his feet are hanging out, so he's going to get revived. I don't know where he's going to. Uh-oh. I can't believe Suf survived that. Grenade comes in.
They're all dead.
Oh, that was funny.
If we're in the wall, we can't shoot anyone. I mean, I can't move, but. Oh, we did.
Yeah. Got absolutely swamped on Monolith. Didn't protect those entrances, but there's not a lot you can do with 4 guys against literally 2 squads. And funny engagement there. Unfortunately, Lee got stuck in the wall there from the revival, something like that. And now this is obviously reverted back to the original position. ZXD having to spawn on here. And they're just going to have to take that fight all over again. But it did relieve pressure on Monolith. Back on the north, still struggling. Brilliant shot by Dark4. Jumped, got boosted over that wall, and then just grenade launched or GL'd about 3 guys here, I think. So Monolith looking very comfy.
Jesus. Alright, try again.
Yep.
So blue team aren't giving up. They're still trying to take the fight to the flag, trying to capture nursery. Exacted push through this little compound now. Nice, nice play from Dart there. Oh, and he's just been taken out by Goku. 12 to 252. Game pretty much over right now. Red team have played very well. Outmaneuvering the blue team. Unfortunately, blue team weren't able to capitalize on that radio rush, and then just got beaten back to Orchard. Red team reacted very nicely, very quickly. Took down Orchard, then was straight down onto Nursery. The blue team struggled to put on a defense quick enough to hold back the red team, and red team are pretty much sitting comfortably on Nursery. There's not a lot they can do on Monolith. Monolith is pretty much well held down. Back is still struggling to get across the northern side. I think they know that the time is near for the blue team, so they're just just playing for fun, I suspect. No point running all over there right now. And that's it. Game, set, and match, gentlemen. Round 2. Blue team severely beaten on that game. A lot more worse than the first round. Again, it was still quite slow. But it's that kind of map, 3 versus 3. You know, it's ideal for 4 versus 4, but, you know, it's a bit of a slow map. I'm apologise it wasn't an exciting stream to watch. But, you know, it happens. There's not a lot you can say to it, really, you know. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this and listening to me trancing on about it. Scores will be posted up. Thanks very much for everybody attending CCFN 161 and all that kind of stuff. There's not really a lot for me to say about that. It's kind of expected. I'm a bit tired of watching that. I think I'm going to go to bed. But anyway, thank you very much for joining, and I will catch you guys next time.